Hello, I'm JP, welcome to my YouTube channel. We're out today, thought we'd take you for a little mooch around such a fantastic place. It's one of my favourite places around where I live, and it's Colehouse Fort, great birding hotspot. So much about here, different owls, different geese, different shorebirds. You get woodland and hedgerow birds here. It's quite a lot about. We've seen quite a lot since we've got here, and we're only about 100 yards from the car park. So we thought we'd bring you along here, as it's quite a nice walk. I've done a couple of other videos here, I'll stick the links up to them. But I don't think I mentioned it was Colehouse Fort. It's quite a special place for me, because a lot of my family are buried in the church up the way here, just as you come into the fort. And I've been coming here since I was a little wee nipper. And yeah, it's really nice, really like it here. It's quite quiet today. We're here on a Tuesday. Just stopped in a cafe in East Tilbury for a egg butty, because I was starving. And now we're here. So I've wiped all the egg off my shirt. Always happens, doesn't it? So I'm going to have a little walk down onto the foreshore of the Thames, have to see what's about there, and then have a walk through around the lagoons on the back half of the fort, and then take you for a walk along the Thames. It's a real good day out here. As I say, there's a little kiddies playground now, but there's all fields in the Thames running that way, and then you've got the fort behind me here. There's a cafe there as well, really nice. Couple of nice ladies run that, and go and get all sorts of grub out there. It's really nice. Unfortunately, the fort used to be open, but Thurrock Council, being I won't say what I'm going to say, being the people that they are, just letting it rot. So I think the National Trust should buy it, start charging in the car park, and start putting a bit of money into it, getting people here. As another friend of mine, just down the Thames behind me, has just started up a campsite, which is really nice. I'll put the link below for that. My mate Vince. And that's a right nice campsite. You can walk straight from the campsite out onto the Thames, go birding. It's brilliant, really good. I'll show you that in a little while. Alright, so let's go and see what we can see, eh? So to the side of Colehouse Fort, we've got these two lagoons. There's one here, which is usually a dead cert for little grebes. There's a pair over on the back bank, and there's one over here as well. There's sort of a wall in between this lagoon and the other lagoon. This part here is like a load of ditches, a bit of a wetland area. This lagoon here is usually good for a few bits and pieces, gulls, ducks, as I said, the little grebes. And that there is the side of the fort. Now we are going at the moment over here to a radar tower. I'm going to have a little look there, because there's usually a few bits and pieces plodding around there on the foreshore. Let's go and have a look. Right in front of you with the old gun batteries, where the old machine guns were for the Thames. This little area is great for egrets, as are the ditches, and also we've got a couple of stone chats in there at the moment, flying about. So we're going to stop here. I've got a nice shot of a female, one in front of me as well now. Through there. Let's see if I can get some shots of that, and we'll take her over onto the Thames. struck lucky really. The tide's out and the shorebirds and the waders are all out on the mud banks of the Thames, which is a really rich feeding ground for these birds. We're standing by the radar tower and we'll take you over there in a minute and show you Nick Island. Nick Island, he knows what I mean. And I'm just going to deploy my new toy, if I can get it out of my little bag. Got a ×2 converter. I've got 1.4s for my 100 to 500 R lens and the EF lens, but I've just bought myself a ×2 teleconverter which will take my 600mm up to a 1200mm. So I'm going to whack that on now. It takes it up to f8, so it brings the light down, but it's quite a nice day today. It's fairly bright for the UK this time of year. A bit overcast, so nice sort of subdued light, but there's loads and loads and loads of shorebirds over there. I can't really see it at the moment. I think I see some shell ducks, probably some sandlings. You have avocets here, curlew, dunlin, lots and lots of different types of bird here. Sometimes you get the marsh harrier fly over here. Also, very regularly see a peregrine falcon fly about hunting here. We'll see what we can see, but let's get this on. Take you over there, see what's over there, eh? Yeah, so fabulous place. This is like a little jetty round here. That's the old radar tower. As kids, we used to climb all the way up there and look at the little holes at the top. And now you can't go up there because you might hurt yourself. Oh. Little snowflakes. Anyway, there's Nick Island. Careful you don't get stuck on there when the tide comes in. And I think this used to be an old medieval pier here, if I remember rightly. But this is great habitat round there. There's something over there. We'll have a little creep over there. Usually you get turnstones around this little area here. It's brilliant for that. And then you've got this on my right. You've got, oh, there goes an egret. See it? In that mud bank there. But you've got all the sea purslane along there. Lots of different sea plants, salt liking plants. You get a lot of seaweed on here as well, so it's worthwhile having a little mooch. So we're going to walk down that way a little way. I usually walk down there a few hundred yards because on the right hand side there's a couple of big fields there. Sometimes you get some brent geese and different bits and pieces in there, which is quite nice, grazing during the daytime. And then we'll about turn and then go back down the other way towards the East Tilbury Scrape, which is a nice little walk. Just going to see if there's something over here first. Guess who fell over? Christ's sake. Anyway, we've been up that way. There wasn't a lot to see, I'll tell you. But there's usually geese in this field here. I put the video up of that I did in the snow a few years ago here, and one with some brent geese. Quite nice to see. Let's have a little walk back here. So I just stopped across the way from all those waders behind me on the foreshore there. Down on the actual, by the old radar tower, it's really windy down there. As you can imagine, this is the Thames Valley, Thames Estuary. So the wind hurtles down there. You wouldn't want to be swimming around in that Thames at the moment. It's very angry, old Father Thames. So we've stopped at this little bit behind some blackthorn. And I'm going to get a few shots here with the effective range of 1200 millimeters and see what we can see. I'll get a few bits of video, hopefully, but down there it was just blowing around. I'll put a video up of that. but he's just buffeting around down there so we can keep it still. So let's get a little bit over and I'll show you what's over there. Walking along the Thames now, on all these salt marshes. It's a bit of a raised area as you come behind the gun batteries here. As I say, there's a little egret over there where we said there'd be one. So yeah, stone chats and little egrets there usually. So we're going to walk down at the end of this sort of raised path. You can see behind me we're walking down this raised path that comes down from the radar tower. Is a triple SI site. So we take you down there and show you that. Some rather rare insects that get over there, and also we have it's a really nice place to watch the skylarks, because the old skylarks breed there. So we take you down there and show you that, but on the way I'll show you the other lagoon, which is really nice. Kids go, you get some crabs in there, so it's brackish, so you get crabs in there, so the old kids come down with their crabbing stuff in their buckets. And also you've had for years and years and years the guys sailing their remote control sailing yachts on there. But as you can hear today, it's my least favourite weather, wind. I hate it. Hate wind. Don't know why. It's just not very nice. Don't mind if I'm not taking any photographs, but wind is horrible. As Sammy will tell you. So that's the small lagoon, the one we walked past earlier on, and this is the larger lagoon of the two. And again, there's a little grebe out there. You do tend to get a few more ducks and gulls and stuff like that on at high tide, because they'll come up and rest on these quiet ponds. But at the moment it's fairly low, the tide, so most of the birds, the shorebirds and the waders, will be out feeding on the mud banks, on the worms and crustaceans, etc., molluscs that live in that rich mud. So we're going to get blown up here. I walk and go to that triple SI site. I mean, the fort is beautiful. It's just such a shame that Thurrock Council won't do anything with it. Typical. They want to build houses everywhere for people that are not here yet, and they don't particularly want to build or help the local residents anywhere. And it seems, with some beauty spots around here that they can actually get out to. And this, as I say, I've been coming here since a child. It's a really nice place for a bimble during the week. It gets a bit packed during the summer over the weekends. But there's a little grebe down there on the lake there. Oops, splosh, just gone. So yeah, that's my bit of a grumble over. But yeah, Thurrock Council, get your flipping finger out and do something with it. I think there's actually a Colehouse Fort appreciation page on Facebook. So I'll have a look for that. Put Colehouse Fort in Facebook search engine, and I'm sure it'll come up and they'll let you join, so you can see what's going on with the place. But it's just been left to rack and ruin in there at the moment, I believe, which is a sad, sad shame. I mean, we used to get in there when we was kids. You could get in there. It wasn't so much, oh, you can't let them do that, they might graze their knee business in them days. In the 70s and 80s, we used to get in there and get on with it. And we used to go traipsing around all the underground tunnels in there. It was a great adventure for a kid. And I actually jumped off of it and landed in the middle of a big patch of stinging nettles. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, with my two cousins, my mum and dad. Anyway, and I had shorts on then as well. Right, let's get over to this triple SI site before I get blown off this bank. Right, we're out of the wind a bit now. We're on a triple SI site. And it means something like site of special scientific interest. I'll do a video with a sign. There's a sign up the front there that tells you what's on here. So I'll do a video with a sign. I always do little videos of the sign, because my mum likes reading them, and what you can do is you can pause the video, and if you're on a computer or laptop you can zoom in and have a read, see what it's all about. So I always do that. But this little bit here, there has been Dartford warbler spotted over here. My friend Nick Lay, this is his local patch, and he's sort of the resident expert of what's going on over here. He's always over here, so there's something over here. Nick generally sees it. But, this is a nice little bit to walk through here, and I'll stick the birding day. I did a bit of nature therapy we needed, and we went out for a walk, and I'll stick that video up, a link up there now. You had to have a little look at. When I say there's a link up there, that little box that goes up there, all you need to do is rewind the video to that area. When that little box pips up, click it with your mouse clicker and it'll take you to that video. This is a really nice, this is sort of a brackish, like salt overspill from the mudflats over there. This is like a salt meadow really. But I usually get a few bits here, so I'm going to have a little look around here, see what we got. We see a female stone chat as we come in. Not seen a male yet, but it's a bit less windy here, which is a bit better. Because the old pipits flying around all over the place. Let's get some photographs. But it's nice, I'll do a bit of a video and show you what it's like. Sammy's just spotted a green woodpecker flying about. But yeah, so we're coming back down. Going over to the scrape now. Hopefully that'll be, have a few bits and bobs on that, which is over the other side of the sea wall. So a big concrete wall that runs from Colehouse Fort all the way down to East Tilbury. And on the other side of it, it will be less windy. Not a lot about today really, bird wise, as you can quite well imagine. If he was a little feathery animal, the last place you'd want to be is flapping around burning off calories in this wind. So, but it's blowing the cobwebs away anyway, and you never know. There's a few little spots out the wind. We're stopping in for a little look. But I needed to get out, I needed to go for a walk today. Got a lot on at the moment. A lot on with life. And we're getting all those bits and pieces done before we sod off again in the van. So we thought we'd come over here today. Over East Tilbury. So we get back over there on the other side and have a look, see what's going on that scrape. Now this area behind me is fantastic for orchids. There'd be orchids over here, and I think there's pyramidical over here, and early purples. There's a few nice orchids over here, and they keep the grass relatively short for the old skylarks. But also over here you can see, sometimes you can see the seals. There's a few seals out here on the Thames, so that's a good sign. It means the Thames is healthy. There's fish out there, enough fish to sustain a healthy population of seals. But yeah, as I say, wind. I hate it. Let's get over there behind that sea wall, eh? Oh, this is the East Tilbury scrape here, and as you can see, it's bloody windy. So just going to go and have a little look over there, and then we're going to head back to the fort on the other side of the sea wall. Hopefully it'll be less windy over there, but I want to go and see what's on the scrape. So basically what this is, there's an earthworks over there digging a load of sand out, and they're also around here somewhere are putting a second Dartford crossing, bless them, second Thames crossing. Isn't that good? So they're marching a road all the way through the Essex countryside off the M25 through ancient pieces of woodland, ancient hedgerows, beautiful habitat, lovely farmland, producing a great big scabby road that's going all the way through it down to this beautiful habitat. And it's all to service apparently a new theme park that's going over the other side of the water to Essex here. And that'd be great. So they're destroying a load of the wildlife over there as well. They're having problems over there. People wonder why I hate humans so much. There we go, that's why. All they want to do is destroy everything through their greed. Yeah, looks like some shell ducks over there. There's a few ducks over there. And if I don't get blown into the water, I might be able to get a couple of shots. But yeah, they've done this little scrape here for the bird life. And when the old tide comes in, hopefully we get the waders on here and be able to spot them nicely. So they're trying to polish a poo, give a little, take a lot. Oh, and I think they've just put 2,000 ounces over there as well on East Tilbury. Yeah, I know. Fantastic, isn't it? Right, let's see what's up here. And then about turn. Alright, wind's picking up a little bit. Right, back to the fort. I know when I'll beat. Woo! Flipping hell! Oh, this is my mate Vince's campsite. You got a little fire pits down there they've made. It looks like lorry wheels they've made fire pits out of, so you can have a little fire down there while you're camping. Set down a bit of a dip. They were doing earthworks over the back there, but that's all finished now, so it's quite a nice little quiet spot really. It's got a nice fence around it. I think they've got a few facilities over there, grey water waste, your black waste for your toilet, water filling, etc. They got some hard standings there. I don't think there's any electric over there, but there's a bit of a football pitch over there and a bit of grass that the kids can run around on. Or you can come out, there's some sheep grazing over there, you can come out onto the Thames, onto the Thames wall, go for a big long walk. You can walk from here basically right away through to Rainham pretty much. So come over here, bring your family over here, let kids ride around on their bikes up and down here. It's really nice. There you go, private property keep out. So that's the gate into their campsite. It's closed this time of the year, and I'll leave their details for their campsite, their website, any information below, and I'll put their website address up on the screen now for you. So if you want to come here and you want to pitch a tent up or bring your van, do a bit of birding, don't think you can go wrong here really. It's rather nice. Right, I've just seen some kestrels flying around up here. We're coming back to the back of the church where I did a video on some kestrels, and I'll put a link to that video up now so you can have a look at that. That was quite close, and it's feeding on worms. Don't know what time of year it was. I think it was like in a month's time, March, maybe March, April that we see them, and I was looking for nest sites, male and a female. But this is great. This is the back of the Triple SI site, and we're walking down this concrete Thames wall now. Yeah, a little campsite. We're going to bring Gladys over here and I'll do a little campsite review so you can have a look. I'd imagine in the evening this is quite nice here. There's barn owls around here. I'm in the area, won't say where, but there are other owl species as well. and I pretty much think you can get most of the owl species in the UK around these parts, so worth having a mooch around. We're going to go back down there towards the church, and this side of the wall's a lot better for wind. Christ, nearly got blown off the top of the flipping bit where you walk across the sea wall over there. As you can see, the pipits were out, but the pipits were swiftly moving up and down because it's blowing a hoolie, and they're only little birds. Let's say, got to choose. We wanted to come out for a walk today anyway, so I brought the camera. I thought I'd do a little vlog. But if you're coming out specifically to photograph birds in particular, try to stick away from the wind because they don't like it. If you can imagine throwing a feather duster up in the air in this wind, you can imagine what it'd be like for a little bird trying to burn all those calories off to stay on course to try to feed. So sometimes they stay low in the grass, in the foliage and in the bushes, feed there, and try not to move around too much. But it was supposed to be really windy yesterday, which it was fairly, but it was supposed to be calm today. And the weather forecast did its job as usual. Yeah, look, there's all sheep here. There's a field up the top here with horses in. Let's get up to that bit. Oh, you see the green woodpecker again. That flew into view. Don't know whether those kestrels will be up here in the field where they sometimes are. We're going to have a little look. Now I've got 1200 millimeters as an effective focal length with the 600 with the ×2 teleconverter on. You can get really close. Don't know where I'll use it, how often I'll use it. I thought I'll give it a test out today. It's mainly a hide setup really, where you're sitting down, and if you get a long shot and you really want to get a bit more range, you can pop it on then, or the 1.4 converter. Hang on, got a bike coming along. So this is a triple SI site I was telling you about, site of special scientific interest. So we've got common spotted orchid over there, adders, annual beard grass, stone chats, it says there. So you can stop and pause this, have a little look. The shrill carder bees found over here, which is quite a rare solitary bee, and we've seen green hair streaks and all sorts of stuff over there. Just have a little pause and a read if you want to read this. Right, and then I'll now, dogs are on the lead, supposed to be on the lead over there, and when if you pick your poo up for your dog in a plastic bag, take it home. Don't leave it hanging in the trees like the idiots do. There's some signs over here for the triple SI bit that the guy put up of an area fenced off that had some insects living in, some rare insects. People have thought it was fun to pull down. Don't do that, eh? If you do that, you're an idiot. Anyway, we're going to go back round here now where the fault is. That's the church over there, over the back there. So, yeah, let's have a look. Just on the corner of the fault now, there's another gun battery there where they all used to stick the machine guns out. We used to get in there when we was kids. That's the back of the lake. So we've walked all the way round the Thames, right the way back to there where Sammy is. That little area there is usually good Hey, here we are again. It's usually good for goldfinches. Get a lot of goldfinches in there, little birds. And I can hear a great tit calling behind me. Great tit, great tit, great tit, great tit. Great tit, great tit, great tit, great tit. You can hear all the... Little owls are one for keep an eye out for over here as well. You may see one of those over, like roosting around here in these trees and on this bit of a fort. Yeah, all the birds are stuck in there, out of wind. You can hear them all. And there we are, back to the car park. There's the fort. Unfortunately, as I say, you can't get in there now because Thurrock Council have let it go to rack and ruin. The wastrels. Anyway, there we go. Oh, look, dog poop bin that no one can be bothered to empty. Jesus. Right, back to the car park. Right, it's Colehouse Fort for you. Colehouse Fort, East Tilbury, Essex. Really nice place. So Thurrock Council, I think, are talking about charging to park over here. So how about Thurrock Council start doing something over here for people? Hey? You charge everyone everything for everything. You don't have to do anything for anybody. But anyway, there you go. It's my rant over. Councils for you. Essex County Council and Thurrock Council. About as useful as an ashtray and a motorbike. Anyway, there we go. There's opening times. Closed at dusk. And off we go now. So right in front of you there's the cafe. And there's the lovely fort. This is where we see the bat. And I'll put the video up the end of the bat that we saw over here. But I've had enough of being blown about today. I have put up, and I will put up, the sparse amount of photographs we took today of birds. And see you next time, mate.